Hare Krishna. My name is Madhavendra Puri a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami. I am currently a full-time yoga instructor and I teach at various studios all around Johannesburg in South Africa. And I came into Krishna Consciousness actually here on campus at Wits University. I found it about 6-7 years ago, actually around this time. So it's like almost my 7th year anniversary within Krishna Consciousness. And I met the devotees here on campus. I didn't really know what it was, I just was so attracted by how happy all the devotees were, and I was like, I gotta get some of that, And so I inquired as to why they're so happy, why they're so bright, why they look so content when everyone else here on campus is not that way. So they had explained to me this system of bhakti yoga, of Krishna consciousness. I started getting into it little by little, did some chanting. And I think what really attracted me was me hearing Krishna's pastimes. Because in the yoga lounge where they have meetings and programs, they were reading Krishna book. And it was so coincidental because as soon as I walked into that lounge for the first time, they were reading the story of when Krishna defeated the elephant at the arena. And I was just thinking, man, this is like a superhero movie, This God sounds like, a powerful guy. Let's hear a little bit more. And from there I was hooked. Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And what were you studying in university?
I actually did 2 degrees here at Wits. My first degree was a BA in anthropology and philosophy. But when I realized that most philosophers are broke, I decided to do a more professional degree, which was an LLB law.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Graduated? You got
Yes, yeah. Fully graduated, got both degrees, and then decided to teach yoga.
Were you doing yoga before you met the devotees?
Yeah. Actually, I guess my bhakti journey and my yoga journey kind of coincided because the yoga society was run by, the brahmacharis. So they had a very holistic program in the sense that they were providing facilities to help the body, but also facilities to help the mind and obviously to help awaken that dormant consciousness of God or God realization. So I started with the yoga, but I was also dabbling in the japa and reading some of Krishna books. So all of it kind of came together very nicely.
Okay. And what was it about Krishna consciousness that sort of said, okay, this is something for me, I'll take this up?
Yeah, so what I really loved was how in detail God was described, because I was Christian before, Methodist, and I was so curious about who God is. What does He look like? What does He do? What does He like? Why do I have to build a relationship with Him? And a lot of those questions weren't really answered in the church. So when I came into contact with Bhakti, the whole idea was that in order to love someone, you must know them. That is one of the fundamental principles of love, is that it must come from knowing the person so that you can trust them and that love and that trust can build. So the descriptions of Krishna given in the Shastras were so detailed, so sweet, they were so attractive. I couldn't help but get hooked, because this was what I was looking for. This was what I was always searching for. And I felt like I found it, finally.
Wow. And so what's your service now after so many years that you do in Krishna consciousness?
Yeah, so currently I'm kind of, giving back to what brought me in this wonderful movement. So I'm helping now at the Yoga Society here on campus, where I help facilitate japa meditation for students who are also trying to find some kind of spiritual connection. I also help out at the Wake Up South Africa project, which was started by a group of South African devotees who wanted to really share Krishna consciousness with those who don't have it, who are unaware of it, who have no contact with it. It was also a movement which was started by His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Swami. He invested so much into the Wake Up South Africa project because it was close to his heart, you know. He had a very strong passion and a big love for South Africa, and he wanted to leave something which was going to last behind. So currently I'm helping out there. I help out with whatever services are required, play a little bit of drum, which is my passion. And yeah, I'm just there to avail myself to all the programs and whatever is needed to push the program forward.
And how's the students' reception to like the Japa sessions, the book reading? What do you find exciting about them getting connected to Bhakti Yoga Society?
Yeah, it's very inspiring actually to work or to give Krishna consciousness to students, because you can almost see the light bulb switch on in their eyes when they hear the Bhagavad Gita, when they hear Krishna's words, when they engage in the japa. It feels like they've finally found something that they've been searching for lifetimes, which is exactly how I felt when I came into Bhakti. You know? So I think the biggest thing that students really love about engaging with Krishna consciousness is that it firstly makes sense, you know. It makes sense philosophically. They can understand it because, you know, students are so intelligent. You know, they can easily spot a false person, you know. So for them, it kind of just makes sense. It fits, and also it helps them to actually elevate themselves while they're studying. You know, it fits so nicely into their normal routine that it doesn't have to be imposed. It doesn't feel like something unnatural. And also in the process, they're finding that it makes them happy. You know, they're finding it's bringing satisfaction to them, something that they have probably never come into contact with here on campus.
And do some of them become practicing devotees, or like yourself?
Yeah, so a lot of them do kind of graduate, I guess, from the Yoga Society program. I'm guess one of the success stories, I guess. So they start off as students, and when they really get into it, they become regular chanters, and eventually they become devotees. And I guess that's also the reason for the Wake Up South Africa project, because it's helping to facilitate their transition from student life to adult life as devotees, you know, and how they can incorporate their spiritual practice into day-to-day life even after they leave, you know, the campus and the university, after they stop being students.
Yeah. So you were talking about this Wake Up South Africa project that's started by His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Maharaj.
Yes.
You're obviously connected to it. It was more focused on preaching to the African population in South Africa.
Yes.
How did Maharaj touch your heart?
Sure, Maharaj touched all the places in my heart, you know, in so many different ways. Firstly, through his kirtans, you know. You could really feel the love and the devotion that he poured into all of his kirtans, you know. They were so powerful. And yeah, whenever I would hear his kirtans, my heart would just like do backflips, you know, which is something that I was like not used to feeling. And the other reason that I really connected with Maharaj, or the way he touched my heart, was his devotion to African preaching, you know. It's so easy to forget that Africans aren't used to Krishna consciousness. It's not natural for them. We've grown up in a very different kind of way to what is recommended in the Vedic literature. And Maharaj was sensitive to that. He was conscious of that. And he tried to give Krishna consciousness to the Africans in a way which is not going to put an imposition on them, which is not going to jolt them out of their routine, but gradually start to uplift their consciousness to the point where they can fully take Krishna's love and develop prem and love for Godhead. So yeah, I really appreciated that from Maharaj.